that you?
Was that your ass? Is that you got a hamster in there screaming to get out?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
There won't be no turning on this seat for me.
There's definitely an animal that's Bloomy has come to the end of the journey and he's trying to get out. Let him out.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the 5-Star Jobbers Podcast. I'm Kody.
And I wish that I was on old Rocky Top down in the Tennessee hills. Ain't no smog on Rocky Top. Ain't no telephone bills. Come on, sing with me.
I refuse.
Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top. Woo! Rocky Top, Tennessee. So y'all are officially Tennessee's
And
Vanderbilt and UT.
Yeah, but
I hope they're paying child support.
Whatever. Regardless. This week has been, I'd say, an interesting week in professional wrestling. For some areas of it, but we'll get into that here in just a little bit. But anyway, first off, thank you guys for watching.
Notice the pivot.
Yeah.
Pivot.
The hard pivot.
From
that. But anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you guys for listening and thank you for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like all of our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can see all of our commentary content as well as video episodes from our podcast on there. But before we get into the action here, I want to let you know of some upcoming events that are going to be going on pretty soon that you definitely want to take in. First off, October 26th, Kraken Pro Wrestling will be back at the Mott Littman Gym in Tifton, Georgia. Doors open. The event starts at 7 p.m. Doors will probably open at 6 or 6:30, depending on how things go. But 7 p.m. You don't want to miss out on it. Mott Littman Gym in Tifton, Georgia. Kraken Pro Wrestling. Also, just announced today, November 2nd, The Guardians Legacy presents War of the Guardians 2. It'll be at the Rosenwald High School Gym in Panama City, Florida. Doors open at 6 and bell time is at 7. If you want tickets and more information, go to www.theguardianslegacy.com. It's going to be a great event. Also, November 9th, Solid Rock Championship Wrestling will be doing their 9th annual anti-bullying event. It'll be at the Thomas County Middle School in Thomasville, Georgia. Doors open at 5:30. Bell time is at 6. You don't want to miss out on it. We're going to be doing commentary for them. And also, you're going to see some incredible individuals there. To name off a few, you got Ray Drew, former Georgia player and former NFL player.
Go Dogs!
Also, Missy Hyatt is going to be there. Legendary valet in WCW, ECW, GCW. Going to be an incredible experience.
She's a little older these days, but 10-year-old me says I definitely need to get a hug.
Absolutely. And also,
close hug.
Chris Adonis, formerly known in WWE as Chris Masters, the Masterpiece.
The master of the Master Lock.
He's going to be there. It's going to be a fantastic event. You don't want to miss out on it. It's going to be awesome. But, getting into some things in professional wrestling, there was something that I saw through a media source that I thought would be a good segment for us to do, but it's basically called Quick Takes. And it's different things that are being talked about in the wrestling world right now, just to get our takes on, just to see if we agree with these things or disagree with them.
Peeing on people?
Definitely disagree.
Have you ever done it?
No.
Then how do you disagree with it?
I never had a reason to pee on someone. I don't know why I would pee on someone.
But you've never done it.
But why would I need to?
I don't know. I don't know your life.
I don't know your life.
I'm just saying, like, there may come a time when you need to pee, like...
Where are all these people that you're peeing on?
Usually on the beach, jellyfish stings and all. Like, I like to be, like, on, like a lifeguard duty. Like, you just walk up and down the beach.
Look at the beaches that you're at. That there's so many jellyfish stings.
Maybe
to rethink your vacation spot.
I'm just there for other people who might need it. I just happen to make myself more available than others. What's wrong with that?
Anyways, let's get into some quick takes. So, the first one I wanted to get into, and I think this is kind of one that a lot of people would probably agree with, but first one being Morgan versus Ripley isn't enough to carry to continue carrying the Raw Women's division.
100% agree.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun while it lasted, but the way that it ended at Bad Blood, it just kind of ruined it.
It should have had a period there, and they put a semicolon, and now we're wondering why, what's going to happen next, how it's going to make sense, and with the storyline, because doing everything they're doing right now with Crown Jewel, there needs to be a focus on Nia Jax and Liv Morgan.
Which, I mean, they've kind of shifted gears over to that, but
and also, like, here's my other thing is, if you knew you were going to have Nia Jax as the champion going into Crown Jewel, why wouldn't you have put the strap on Rhea Ripley? Because
that's the thing that I don't understand either, because it makes sense to have the two most dominant women in WWE right now.
Two most dominant. One is actually a good worker. The other one is complete dog crap.
You know what I mean when I say that.
Two powerhouse women.
Yes.
Like they had a moment, was it 2 Raws ago, where Rhea almost did the Hogan to Andre scoop slam on Nia, and I thought that was a nice tease, for a throwback. But you can't do that because, like I said, that's not going to be the match that we get.
No.
Unless they somehow decide to make that a triple threat, but then it throws off the entire theme of the night, which is champion versus champion. So right now the waters are muddied with the rivalry between Liv and Rhea, and then the rivalry between Rhea and Nia, and they had Tiffany Stratton. And I actually really liked the tag team match with Tiffy and Rhea. It was very much a good, salt and pepper, pro-con, yin yang, like two very, very opposites. And whenever they, when a team like that gets together, reminds me of the Rock and Sock connection.
Yeah.
Just two very, very different personalities, but they somehow can work together if they will. But overall, the storyline right now is completely muddied, and nobody believes that Liv Morgan realistically can beat Nia Jax without help from the Judgment Day.
Exactly.
No one believes that Liv Morgan will be the champion if not for the Judgment Day. We need to have a match against realistic, and Raquel is a much more realistic, but Raquel now is nowhere near Raquel in NXT after she had been built up to be just a destroyer for, a year and a half with, what's her name? Australian who breaks her knee like every other day. Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai, yeah.
She was Dakota Kai's heater for over a year, and was, eventually broke away from Dakota, and, she's the one who actually, unseated Rhea from the NXT Women's Championship. So we know those two can work together. We know that they're comfortable with that. But Raquel's nowhere near that being believable or even worth putting them together right now. If you push those two together right now, it's too soon. But really, who else on the roster is believable?
Honestly, right now, especially on the Raw women's side, there's nobody.
Yeah, the Raw women's side, there's definitely women there that could be great. They just haven't been built or put in a position to be believable as champion.
And that's why I'm hoping at some point, because with us being in the Triple H era, I want to see Shayna Baszler and Rhea Ripley. I've been saying it
for 2 years now.
Yes, because that is your WrestleMania match.
Yep. After Shayna beat Ronda, I've been saying, okay, you just beat the baddest woman on the planet. You beat legitimately one of the most known and famous female combat fighters in the world. Granted, yes, she's been retired from UFC for a while, but the name is all that matters. It's not about anything else. And after beating Ronda, Shayna should have had the push. And of course, she didn't get the push because Vince didn't like her. I think she was too scissor sistery for his liking. She eats at the all-you-can-eat buffet. But it doesn't matter. She's a believable badass. And you have Shayna versus Ronda, that you can make money off of that for 6 months, a year. I mean, just like they did with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. You get two good wrestlers who are good enough on the mic to talk. And Shayna doesn't need to say a lot, but she has the look, she has the scowl. You've got her with what's her name? Sonya Deville. You've got her with. I'm getting old, man. It's
understandable because honestly,
They've
built them up somewhat, but
not all the way. Yeah,
not all the way.
But as I say, you've got Shayna with Sonya as a mouthpiece, so you don't necessarily even need Shayna to talk so much. But that would be a great rivalry. I'm sure when Asuka comes back, that will be a rivalry that we can visit. I think that's part of it right now. Is I think one of your best female wrestlers on the Raw roster is out. That hurts.
Yeah.
And where's Charlotte? Is she done? Did she retire I just didn't get the memo?
I think they're working towards bringing her back for WrestleMania.
Gotcha.
Somehow, some way, but it's not going to be against Rhea. I think it's going to be against whoever's the SmackDown Women's Champion.
But I'd really like to see Rhea versus Charlotte, and I'd like to see Rhea win. Like, I'd like to see Rhea get her win against Charlotte at WrestleMania.
Well, she won against Charlotte at WrestleMania.
Did she?
Yeah, she beat her at WrestleMania 39.
Oh, and that's how she get the title and held it for. Okay, like I said, I'm getting older and forgetting stuff.
That's okay. Yeah, so we've already seen Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. We don't need to see it again. But Rhea's already established herself.
I'll watch it again.
I mean, yeah, of course I'll watch it again.
Match, mud wrestling match. I mean, I'm going to go to bed tonight and watch it again. I'll wake up alert.
You're a filthy
standing
man,
at attention.
You're a filthy man. But anyways,
creating a tent.
Moving on. Next quick take I want to talk about is WrestleMania 41 will be fine with or without The Rock.
Disagree.
See, this I could slightly agree with. And here's why.
Because you're done?
No, because
you're inbred?
Do we need The Rock at all in any of the matches with the Bloodline? Because right now the build is to where it's pretty much Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. Right now we've already got Bloodline happening at War Games. That's already happening.
Let me ask you, in the boudoir, one thing is absolutely necessary for intercourse to occur. And I'm not going to say what that one thing is. I mean, we've all been to 5th grade biology class. We understand. So you're saying we don't need The Rock. You're right. I don't need boobs either. But I ain't coming to the show unless they're there.
Well, here's the thing. Like, will we be fine with The Rock? Yes. Will we be fine without The Rock? Yes.
But I'd like I'd like the boobs to be there.
Yeah, I mean, we would love for The Rock to be there. But he's not.
It would stimulate me. It would gratify me, and it would send me home happy.
Regardless, there's enough people right now on the roster and enough people that they can work with as far as storylines go to have a killer WrestleMania where The Rock is not a part of that card.
But why would you do that?
I mean, you don't have to do that. You can still have The Rock as part of it, and it's going to be great either way. But you don't necessarily. But right now, with what they've got,
I completely say, okay. Once again, I'm being jovial right now because I'm trying to point out the absurdity of what you're saying, but you're continuing to push it. So now I've got to put you in your place here. Finish the story. That was the over and over and over again what we heard last year, right? Finishing stories. We want to finish the story. Kody put that on the map. You know, the Broken Skull podcast, he said it. He made it his war chant, his mantra. And when WWE thought to pivot and put The Rock and Roman together, the fans went berserk because they wanted Kody and they wanted WWE writers and staff and everybody to be held accountable to finish the story. Now, in pivoting, in the correction, in the craziness that happened after the We Want Kody movement and the lead up to WrestleMania 40, they start telling another story.
You need to get your cat under control there, John.
Don't talk about my wife like that.
I'm talking about the cat that's going loose.
The actual cat. Listen, this cat is a winner, okay? And he won't be talked down to. Back on track here.
Yeah, back to what we're talking about.
There was another story created between The Rock and Cody Rhodes and involving the bloodline and everything that's going on. The Rock is a part of that story. And they've been telling this bloodline story since WrestleMania 40. Would you pay attention to be a professional?
I'm trying to pay attention, but the cat keeps messing me up here.
You need to stop thinking about and keep your mind on business.
Oh my gosh, we just let the cat out of here. The people, we'll take a quick 5-second break right now to let John handle his cat. here.
See, he doesn't even want to be in here with you.
I don't want him here with me. I don't like cats anyways. Sorry to all the cat people out there, but I'm not a huge fan of cats.
He's a much bigger fan of
Gosh.
But as I was saying before I was so rudely and unnecessarily interrupted, The Rock is integral to the bloodline story between Roman and Jay and Jimmy versus Solo and the Tongans and Jacob Fatu. And he's also integral in his story with Kody. These things overlap. They intersect. So not having The Rock means we're not telling the story that we started telling. And Triple H, thus far, has been big on long-term storytelling. So can you have WrestleMania without The Rock this year? Sure, if you don't want to finish telling the story and you want to leave the fans with an unrequited conclusion. But that's not the business we want to get back into. That's the Vince McMahon business of, oh, we'll just pivot and move on. Fans are stupid. They won't care. So is that what you want to get back into?
No.
That's what I said.
Want to get
Point
back
made.
Into.
Move on.
But anyway, my point is, they will be fine with or without The Rock.
Wrong.
Do they need The Rock there?
Yes.
Not necessarily.
If you want to finish the story that The Rock started telling, that literally, like, what happened right after WrestleMania 40 the next day?
We all saw what happened.
And The Rock comes out and does something. He tells Cody something. He gives Cody something. Okay? And we've been waiting to find out what it was, what he gave him, what he told him, what that means. And then he comes out after, what was the last pay-per-view? At Bad Blood.
It was Bad Blood.
He comes out after Bad Blood, and he once again is, I don't know if he was gesturing to Cody or Roman or both. But then he goes on his tirade and is talking and says, I'm not going to tell you what I told, what it means or blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you when I'm ready to tell you. So they're building, like I say, this is all part of the story that's been building since the day after WrestleMania and even before WrestleMania. So you're telling me that we don't need to finish that story?
I don't think it's going to be that story because I feel like we've already finished the story.
No, we haven't.
With Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns.
We finished the story with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. As I said, the day after, which is the day they start writing for WrestleMania 41, it was The Rock and Cody.
I don't know.
It wasn't Roman and Cody. Like,
me personally,
we could do WrestleMania without Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I'd make a greater case. We don't need Roman Reigns for this WrestleMania, but we need The Rock.
I don't know. I just feel like either way.
But at the end of the day, it's gonna be because this is the pivot, and this is how WrestleMania is. This is how Triple H and the writing crew worked. They pivoted from what they wanted to do because the fans didn't want that story. But what's been built for the last 5 years is The Rock versus Roman. So they realized the crowd doesn't want Rock versus Roman this year. They want Cody to finish the story. So we need to pivot and make it so that we can tell the story of Rock versus Roman, and they want it. That's what they did. That's what they're doing. And you'll say, to say that we could have WrestleMania without The Rock, well, then take out Roman too. Because that's the story. Like, if you take out The Rock, you're taking out Rock versus Roman, which is what they've been building to ever since the We Want Cody movement happened. I'm sorry you're wrong. I mean, it's just like, I'm glad I'm here to,
these are just
to
my
educate
thoughts
you.
and opinions, okay? We're allowed to share them on here, okay?
We are, but it's not a safe space.
Whatever. All right, moving on to the next quick take. This is one that I am probably going to, I think we both know the answer to this one. Takeshita is finally on the rise in AEW.
No, he's not.
We don't care.
Take a when his match comes on.
We honestly we could not care less about Takeshita.
Nope. I will say that the Don Callis family looks a little bit better today than it did a few days before.
Yeah, because
but I don't give two about Takeshita.
Me either.
Like I say, I care more about the Don Callis family, but the Takeshita aspect of it, not one piece has changed.
No.
All right.
If you really wanted to establish someone in the Don Callis family as the big dog, as the alpha, put the title on Lance Archer.
Yep. Please.
Somebody please put it on Lance Archer. Let him be, and this is the thing I hate with AEW. They don't know how to work with big men.
Not at all.
Look at Wardlow. Look at Brian Cage. Look at Lance Archer.
Yep.
All these big guys, and there's nothing to show for it. Honestly, I hope and pray that Wardlow signs a contract with WWE.
Well, I don't know if WWE is going to want him because, from what the only person that could possibly help Wardlow get a contract with WWE at this point would be Kody, because being in AEW does not help anybody.
I feel like Shawn Spears would make a case for it.
I think you're probably right. Shawn Spears would make, but does he have that kind of clout in the company at the moment?
I feel like he does.
Well, that's good to know. I'm glad that you feel that way.
Well, because I think like Shawn Spears has a handle in this, because him and what's his name that run flatbacks, the training school, Tyler Breeze.
Yep.
Like, I think they have an integral part in WWE where like Triple H has enough trust in them to be able to bring in these guys from the outside. And could you imagine Shawn Spears and Wardlow together in NXT and then bringing them up to WWE?
Well, I definitely think Wardlow and NXT would be the right move. I definitely don't think Wardlow is at any level where he could be brought in to the main roster.
No.
But yeah, bring Wardlow into NXT, give him a mouthpiece. I don't know that Shawn Spears is the guy to be the mouthpiece. I love Shawn Spears, but
I feel like Shawn Spears is a good mouthpiece for Wardlow.
Name your favorite Shawn Spears promo.
Well, no, I'm not talking about promos, but I'm just talking about like just to be able to.
I am, because if we're talking about a mouthpiece, they need to be able to talk.
Still. But either way, like Shawn Spears and Wardlow is a good combination, because Shawn Spears can be that schmormy heel where he does like all the underhanded tactics to try and win. Or I could even make a case for Ethan Page and Wardlow.
That one is much better. So that's a winning combination right there. Ethan Page brings in a Wardlow to be his enforcer because he feels like he's getting the short end of the stick.
There's your two dudes with attitude right there.
Yep, that's a winner right there. Ding. So I'll give you your flowers.
See, I have moments every now and then.
Yep, I know. So does a broken clock.
Anyways, next quick take: SmackDown has found strong secondary storyline in Kevin Owens' heel turn.
Yeah.
I
mean, it was predictable. It's not surprising. I mean, I think we all saw it coming from, like, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Kevin Owens just turned heel. It's like we all knew that was coming.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Is it a strong secondary storyline enough to be able to compete, or not necessarily compete, but be able to give something more for the fans aside from the whole Bloodline storyline?
Truthfully, I honestly just think that it's a pivot because they realize they don't have strong enough heels on SmackDown right now. If you look at the roster right now, like you've got faces and you've got heels, and the Bloodline is probably your most hated heel, group of heels, and then Solo by himself is a major heel. But who else on the roster currently is just like is a serious heel that's a heater that's going to give the baby faces something to work against?
I wish it could be LA Knight. I want an LA Knight heel turn.
I don't think we're going to see that for a while.
No, it won't be for a while, but I mean, the thing I don't like about SmackDown, and this is what I hate, they work the same things every single show.
Yeah.
And here's what I'm talking about. Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. They've had what?
It's
28 matches now?
No, it's a best of 7 series, and let's say the last one will culminate in this upcoming week with LA Knight as the special guest referee.
But like I said, for weeks now, they've pretty much just done this match to death. Now, not saying the matches haven't been great.
I like best of 7 series. I think best of 7 series, we need to see more of them. I remember, what was it? Was it Jericho and Benoit that had a best of 7 series, or was Booker T's been a best of 7 series.
Yeah.
What is it? When they did the thing with Sheamus and Cesaro, best of 7 series. That's a great way to build up both at the same time. If it's done right. But at the end of the day, both Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, who for a couple weeks there weren't really getting a whole lot to do, have consistently been on TV, consistently putting up quality matches, are in a conversation for the United States title. I'm for it. Now, granted, do they need to have different matches? Like, the key to a best of 7 series is that the matches can't be the same.
No. But that's what I'm saying. Like, each one has just been a one-on-one match, and that's it.
Well,
like, if you're going to do a best of 7 series, you need to change it up and do different match stipulations. Like, first one be one-on-one match.
Disagree, because most best of 7 series aren't needing new stipulations. And if you rely on stipulations to make the match interesting, then you're just a Vince Russo booker.
Well, not necessarily.
What's important is the workers tell a different story each time.
Right, and they can do that. I'm not saying, like, put them in a one-on-one match, then put them in a tables match, or put them in a hardcore match or something like that. I'm talking about, like, different stipulations. Like, say, first match, one-on-one. Next match, no top rope moves.
I still don't think it's necessary. You got your opinion. I'm gonna actually, I'll meet you in the middle on this one. I see what you're saying, and I think there's merit to it. But at the same time, what I really want to call out as foul is not the booking in this one. It's actually the workmanship, because Carmelo and Andrade should both. Andrade comes from a family lineage of professional wrestling that he should get this more than anybody else. You can't have the same match in front of the same crowd twice.
No.
And
that's why
the younger generation of wrestlers, they don't know that because they have never worked the same location twice in a row. They're used to new day, new town. You can work the same match over and over and over again because you're working in front of a different crowd every single time.
Right.
However, when it's on TV, you have the same crowd.
See, that's why I'm saying, like, because it's on TV, there's only so much you can do in a best of 7 series.
And that's why I get the merit to what you're saying. But that, from a managerial position, you're fixing the problem with a Band-Aid. You're not fixing the problem that needs to be fixed. You're putting a Band-Aid over the problem. What I'm saying is the problem that needs to be fixed is that Carmelo Hayes, because I think it's probably more Carmelo. I don't think it's Andrade.
No,
Carmelo Hayes, he knows how to put on a good match, but he's limited right now in how he puts on a good match. And like I say, the same thing can be said, like you say, if you go over to AEW, you've got guys who can put on great matches, but they put on the same match over and over and over again. We keep saying that. You have to have, even if you're Rey Mysterio and you're known for doing that, go back and watch Rey in WCW. Him and Eddie never had the same match twice.
No.
Him and La Parka didn't have the same match twice. Like,
I could watch those matches on repeat every single day.
You go back to ECW and watch Eddie versus Chris Benoit. They worked each other multiple times. Didn't have the same match twice. Had callbacks, had some similarities, told a long-term story over multiple matches, but it's about the workmanship. And that is just something that the younger talent doesn't quite. They don't need to have it, so you can't really find fault for them to not have it. But in this situation, trying to go back to a best of 7 series, this is why we don't see too many best of 7 series anymore, because the wrestlers don't know how to do that correctly, but they need to. Because if we're going to do long-term storytelling, that means there's going to be more of the same 2 people or maybe 3 people or tag teams over a longer period of time having matches multiple times. And for them to be able to tell that story right, they have to be able to work differently each time they meet each other. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, different matches. And to your credit, different stipulations in each match. But I guarantee you, those two, at their work level, with or without the stipulations, it would have been 3 different matches every single time, with or without the stipulations. And that's the important part.
Right.
So... But but going back to the Kevin Owens of it, the Kevin Owens, they need a heel. They need a heel like Kevin Owens. I think this is. I don't think that this is going to be this is building towards WrestleMania. I really do believe that Randy is going to face Cena at WrestleMania. I believe this is just something to keep Randy and KO relevant while they're pivoting to the stronger bloodline storyline for Survivor Series War Games. So it's a good storyline. Love KO. Love Randy. Think they'll put on a great match. I think if I could pick anything, I think it's more likely that we'll see KO versus like an LA Knight at WrestleMania.
And that would be a great match.
And I'm for that. So I would agree that it is improving the SmackDown overall storytelling. So yes, I'll agree with that one.
Yeah. And then finally, the last quick take that we have. Adam Cole provides much needed boost to AEW main event scene.
Duh.
Yeah. Of
Yeah,
course.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, we have all pretty much been suffering with how things have gone lately. And I will say this, I like the way that they're working with the BCC now. Because
this is a compelling story that's happening right now.
Exactly. This is probably one of the most compelling storylines that they've had in a while. And you know why it's good?
It's because they're leading into the reality of how bad AEW has been.
Exactly. And now you're capitalizing on that, which I don't know who put this together, but...
Well, not Jimmy Jacobs.
Yeah, not Jimmy Jacobs. So kudos to whoever's putting this together, because this is now giving AEW fans something to sink their teeth into, to where we can say, okay, how's this going to go? Because now
it's not NWO repeat. That's the other thing that's important. No. This is not an invasion.
All the people that are saying that it's NWO repeat,
y'all are stupid. Yeah, y'all want to come off as smarks, and you just come off as dumbasses.
Exactly.
No, this is not NWO invasion. This is 100% the old guard taking on the new guard.
Exactly.
Like, if anything, I can almost say the closest it's been to is like the Millionaires Club versus the New Bloods.
Yes.
But not told by Vince Russo. This story has a lot of teeth in it, just like I said, by the very nature that it is leaning into the reality. Jon Moxley, and Jon Moxley is my hero right now. Like, I know that the BCC is supposed to be the heel faction, but for everything that I've put up with AEW over the last year or so,
we can't help but cheer for Jon Moxley.
Like that, and that's the thing about this storyline that is you know, like that, where I guess it kind of gets the NWO feel, is that the bad guys aren't necessarily hated. But that's about it. The rest of it, the story is not an invasion. In fact, the storyline is quite the opposite of this used to be my territory, and all these people have come in and invaded it, and all this crap is going on, and it's not. This company is not sustainable the way that it's been. And he's right.
Yeah, 100%.
So this finally, hopefully, we have a story. And like I said, no Jimmy Jacobs, new head of creative in the background now. Hopefully, we have somebody who has a basic elementary education of storytelling, and we can actually get an ABC story. You know, beginning, middle, climax, and end.
Yes.
But yeah, the thing that I love with Adam Cole comes back to complete fanfare because it's been so bad without him.
Yes.
The only time I've ever seen somebody come back after being a heel and the crowd just completely forget that they're supposed to hate him was Stone Cold post Invasion.
Yes. Like,
Stone Cold's a bad guy working for the ECW and WCW. But then after the Invasion storyline's over, Stone Cold comes back and they're like, yeah, Stone Cold! And it's just great. I mean, he takes the time to explain and try to, connect the two realities of the Undisputed Kingdom story and the Devil story to Adam now. And he does a pretty good job. I mean, the realism's there. It's just, now Max is back to being a heel, so the fact that he hates Max so much, he's not a bad guy for it. He makes more sense. So,
right.
It's actual cohesion. I can't believe if I didn't see it myself. But
maybe our prayers have been answered for AEW.
Maybe we're sick. Maybe we turn on Wednesday and we start crying again. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll have to find out. But anyway, those are the quick takes that we've got, and I'm sure we'll probably do more of these in the future. But these have just been like the pressing topics that I've seen recently, and we may see changes in AEW. We may see things change in WWE, but all in all, like I said before, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan because there's so much going on. And
in the words of Sho Funaki, indeed.
Anyway, guys, now it's time for some high spots and botches. All right, so what you got for high spot? That was a rough one there.
Diet.
I was about to say. What you got for high spots this week?
My high spot is Jimmy Jacobs is no longer the head of creative for AEW.
I should have seen that coming.
Yeah, no. This is the guy that's responsible for most of what's gone on for the last year. Very much a integral part of the learning tree and all of its wonderful segments and everything.
I wouldn't call them wonderful segments.
I know. That's why.
Sorry, comedy.
It's called sarcasm, dumbass. And yeah, every time you say stupid crap, I'm going to curse intentionally so that you have to go back and edit.
Well, you've already done it plenty of times throughout the beginning of the episode, so
you're welcome.
I got my work cut out for me.
Other high spot. No more Viking Raiders.
Yes, I actually had that as one of mine. The War Raiders are back.
The War Raiders are back. War. Yeah, no, I'm so glad that the Viking experience, all of that cringy Vince crap is gone. You know, it's like we've still got a couple things that we could write. I don't think Gunther's going away. I don't think we're going to ever see the return of Walter.
Because I mean,
Gunther's working fine for it.
It's working, and he likes it.
Yeah, if he doesn't have a problem with it. Yeah, if he doesn't have a problem with it, that's fine. But yeah, I like seeing a lot of the Vince crap being, done away with, and not just like done away with overnight. They've taken their time, but a lot of people who got over just fine in NXT and had no need for a gimmick change. So I'd like to see more of that. That makes me happy in the pants.
Absolutely. My high spot was the debut of the Motor City Machine Guns.
I liked that they debuted. I was a little disappointed in the WWE Universe from the response.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is what we talked about before.
I was worried about this, and it's exactly what I was worried about happened. They came out, and the crowd went mild. Yeah,
well, I mean, and it's like I said, we've talked about this before. The true wrestling fans who know who these guys are, lost their minds.
Yeah, it was about like half the arena went crazy, but the other half was like,
but the only ones that watch WWE alone and are only focused on the product of WWE and don't watch anything else outside of that are looking at these two guys and going, who are these guys? Like, why are they winning? Why are they beating A-Town Down Under? Who are these guys? But it's like, the big botch to the crowd there on SmackDown for not giving these guys the ovation that they deserve.
Bad fans.
Don't
do that again.
Never. But yeah, that's one of my high spots. As far as botches, what have you got?
The biggest botch is the loss of Samantha Irvin to WWE.
Yes. I found that out today. I meant to put that on my notes, but yeah, that's probably the biggest botch that we've seen in a while.
And I get it. Her husband works at AEW now. She's got a traveling schedule. He's got a traveling schedule. They're very newly married, like within the first year or so, I think. Maybe 2 years tops. It's still young.
Yeah.
They want to be closer together. They need to figure out a way to have schedules so that they're not passing like two ships in the night. Second wax poetic. But good Lord, I hope she doesn't go to AEW.
I don't either. And I know a lot of people will say, no, she'd do great in AEW. But no, she doesn't need to go to AEW.
Yeah, I just...
They've already got Justin Roberts.
They've got Justin Roberts
just fine.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think that she's a place in AEW, and that's the exact thing. Right. I don't want to see them try to use her just for namesake in some role that doesn't make any sense.
No. I guarantee if she does sign with AEW and they do put her on there, I bet you $1 million that they'll put her on Collision just to try and get ratings.
She's not going to bring ratings. This is the thing. She's a great ring announcer, but ring announcers don't put butts in seats. Ring announcers say it's the pineapple on the top of your pina colada. Okay, it's the maraschino cherry on top of inside of your old fashioned. It's nice. It's a great little dressing, but it ain't the star of the show.
True. But I mean, she's brought a different kind of, not necessarily spotlight, but a different presence to the product with just how she does her. The
individual announces, matches the personality of the wrestlers that are coming in.
Yeah,
yeah, that's like she's phenomenal in that. But like I said, Justin, the Dapper Yapper is the Dapper Yapper, and he's been the Dapper Yapper for well over a decade.
Oh, yeah.
First in WWE now, and then he's been in AEW pretty much since the beginning of it. I think since day one.
Yeah.
So they've got what they need. They don't need anything else.
No.
So I don't know. I don't think that she's going to go to AEW, but if she does go to AEW, I think that'll be not the best career move. But hopefully she does well in whatever she does. She seems like a lovely young woman, and we want the best for her. But I will be missing her greatly, especially when Gunther and Chelsea Green and a few others come out, and I don't get those Samantha Irvin ring announcements. It's too soon to talk about.
Yeah, it's tough. Honestly, I mean, I would say that's my biggest botch as well. I mean, I had other ones. Shelton Benjamin's debut.
What was botchy about that?
I thought it was just kind of very lackluster. I mean, honestly, Leo Rush looked better in that match just because he had more times to shine.
Well, I think he had time.
And plus, the finish of it was kind of
wonky. Yeah, I mean the finisher. I guess it's like a float over T-bone suplex like into a power slam, almost like a jackhammer, but instead of a vertical, it's T-bone.
Which I mean, was that his finisher, the T-bone suplex, or was it?
He's had a few different finishers in his career. I mean, I think that in WWE for a long time it was pay dirt.
Okay, yeah, I thought
it's a jumping flatliner.
Yeah.
But he's done a couple different things. At the end of the day, I'm just waiting for Bobby Lashley to arrive.
Yeah, which hopefully that'll be soon. But you never know. And then the whole Elite segment backstage where they're wishing Kenny Omega a happy birthday.
Yeah, that was stupid.
That was extremely stupid.
But I don't know.
And especially the interaction that Jack Perry and Daniel Garcia had backstage. Looked like Jack Perry was trying to kiss him.
He might have been.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's the way Jungle Jack Off swings, then I mean that's the way he's gonna go.
Jungle Jack Off. Look at you being creative.
I actually took that from Jim Cornette.
Oh, so you're not creative either. Cool.
No, I'm just giving the proper endorsement for the right person that did that.
Thanks, Corny.
Thank you, Corny.
Yep.
But anyway, guys, that's our episode for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for listening. Like I said before, you can find us on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can see all of our video episodes on here, and you can find us on all podcast streaming platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, even Pandora. You can find us anywhere. We're all over. But real quick, I want to highlight the upcoming events that are going to be going on. I am not going to do it all in one breath because I don't trust you. At some point, I might do it, but we'll see.
Okay.
But anyway, October 26th, Kraken Pro Wrestling will be at the Mott Littman Gym in Tipton, Georgia at 7 p.m. If you want more information on tickets, go to their social media page and contact them. Also, November 2nd, The Guardians Legacy presents War of the Guardians 2 at Rosenwald High School Gym in Panama City, Florida. Doors open at 6. Bell time is at 7. For more tickets and information, go to www.theguardianslegacy.com. November 9th, Solid Rock Championship Wrestling will be doing their 9th annual anti-bullying event at Thomas County Middle School in Thomasville, Georgia. Doors open at 5:30. The bell time is at 6. You can go see a great slew of individuals there, including former NFL superstar Ray Drew.
Go Dogs.
Missy Hyatt, the former First Lady of Professional Wrestling.
Honk honk.
And the masterpiece, Chris Masters. Great event. Great superstars. It's going to be a great time.
Oh, yeah. I just hope, somebody just beats the crap out of you.
I hope at some point that somebody will actually give me a shot at that championship.
Oh, you're not getting a shot at this championship. Okay. How about this? I'll tell you what. You have not stopped texting me and emailing me and sending me weird voicemails late at night when I'm trying to sleep about this title.
I think that was your son.
My son sends me different weird voicemails late at night, but that's none of your business. Thank you very much.
Anyway. I mean, I don't understand why you won't let me hold it at all. Because it's got our logo.
You haven't earned it.
And what have you done to earn it? You bought it.
I bought it with my bank account. Okay, so what have I done to earn it? I became a champion of life. All right, regional executive leader of a multi-billion-dollar company,
So you think money is the biggest thing that gives you the right to hold a championship?
I'm sorry.
Who are you, Vince McMahon?
No, but you're also coming against Ric Flair, JBL.
You're not a pimple on Ric Flair's butt.
Listen, I'm a pimple, okay, and I'm ready to
Right.
pop. All right, I'm gonna pop all over the place. But be that as
Don't
it
ever say that again.
may, be that as it may, this title
Yes.
is for winners. Okay, and I'm a winner. Like I said, like I've already said this, I am a winner at life, Kody. Okay, married, 5 beautiful children, great job working for a great company that's very successful. I've got a beautiful home on a big plot of land. I've got my pool in the backyard. I got multiple animals from breeders that cost thousands of dollars. I am a winner. So what have I done to earn this title? I won at life. Okay, so if you want this title, if you want to hold or touch this title, you have to win at something.
Okay. Well, give me something that I can
I'll
win.
tell you what.
Give me something that I can win.
We've got a few shows coming up. Did you finish your list yet? We've got a few shows coming up that we're going to be at. I'm going to talk to some of my friends. You know, I know you don't really have a lot of friends because nobody actually likes you in the back of the locker. But I'm going to talk to some of my friends, and I'm going to pick an opponent. And if you can beat that opponent in the ring, I'll let you hold this title. I'll even let you call yourself the champion.
So all I got to do to hold that or to win it, according to you, is just beat an opponent of your choosing.
Yep.
1-on-1 in a match.
1-on-1 in a match.
Okay. I accept.
Gentlemen's agreement?
Gentlemen's
Deal.
agreement.
You're not gonna like this.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
But anyway, guys, like we always say, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. But as always, keep it 5 stars.